All right. We are back. Only thing I got left to do is shuffle up the decks of cards here. Um, so let me see. See what the chat had to say. Do we think that I'll do any better at Dungeon Quest? Well, Dungeon Quest isn't really a game about like doing well. It's more a game about falling into a pit on the first turn and dying, you know? Um Oh, come on. You got to push your luck when you're flipping cards. It didn't bite us at all. We certainly didn't flip over the darkness on the very last card. Got to push that luck. All right, so let me get out the decks of cards here. And this is Dungeon Quest, another super random, super brutal game from Games Workshop in the 80s. This is one of my very favorite games. I love this game. It's so dumb. I mean that in a very good way. Got all these cool, different shaped decks of cards. I've also got the expansions to this, but I've never actually incorporated them or learned the rules for them. So this is just the base game. We're using so Fantasy Flight redid this game. Is that, I don't know how well framed up this is. It looks all right. Fantasy Flight did a new version of this, and then a new version of this, because the new version of this they did added in like a super convoluted card combat system, like for no reason. And then basically they took that out in the revised edition. So the combat in this, playing opposed, is a really super fun little quick kind of rock paper scissors thing where the person sitting to your left plays as the monster, and you have these little chits, and there's like a little table for results, and you wound each other and stuff. Playing solo, I'm just going to roll 2 dice, and whoever rolls higher wounds the other person. It's quick. It's effective. So the goal of this game is you've got this many turns to get into the center, which is the dragon's treasure hoard, steal some gold, and get out. Hopefully doing so alive. We'll talk about the rules as they come up. Basically, you flip a tile, you move into the tile. Generally, you draw a room card, and something bad happens. We're playing as Ulv Grimhand. He is this Viking warrior guy. And Sir Rowan, the knight. He's this guy here. We've got I've got a high score list of people that successfully stole treasure from the dragon's chamber and got out alive, and it is not a long list. Took me quite a while to get on there. My special move in this game is just dying horribly over and over again. But that's kind of what the game is, you know. I've got a whole reference sheet here that I made. You can find it on Board Game Geek with all the base game rules on it, so you don't have to flip the rule book and stuff. But we'll talk about the rules as they come up. Basically, we're just going to pull tiles and watch as bad things happen to our wonderful heroes here. Also, we've got a house rule saying you can't... Well, so some of the room cards just have like, hey, you found 25 gold or whatever. If you come here, get gold, and escape without getting to the middle, technically you win, but you don't get to put your name on the high score list. You got to make it to the middle and steal treasure to make it on the high score list. So the final bit of setup is each player gets a random ring. Ulv has the Ring of Blinding, and Rowan has the Ring of Warning. The Ring of Blinding automatically defeats 1 monster, and the Ring of Warning automatically avoids 1 trap. So, those things being said, let's get into it. And again, you've got a strict turn limit of once this sun marker hits here, if you are still in the dungeon when the sun, in the castle when the sun goes down, you dead. So we move the sun marker. Ulv is going to go right here. We flip a tile. It's got a little arrow on it that shows how you have to line it up. He comes here. There's not any special rules for that. It's just a tile, so we draw a room card. It's a giant spider. Giant spider says, choose to fight or flee. On a flee, you roll a d6. If it's a 1 or 2, you have to fight. If it's a 3 or 6, you escape back the way you came. We are going to choose to fight the giant spider. It says, pick 3 numbers and then roll a d6. We're going to choose 1, 2, 3. If we roll one of the numbers that we chose, we kill the giant spider. We did not do the thing, so we take 1 wound, and we have to do the same thing again next turn. All right. Rowan's going to come right here. He found a corridor. Corridors, automatically you go to the next room. This one went right into a wall, so he bounces back here and comes here. And he found a room with a portcullis behind it. So to get out that way, he's going to have to test his strength to open up that portcullis. And he's going to fight a champion of chaos. All right, that's cool. No problem. So we draw a monster card, and he can now choose to run, flee, wait and see, or fight. And then each one has a little table of results that shows what happens for that particular monster. The Champion of Chaos is the hardest monster in the entire game. So we're going to choose to fight, because generally you can't run away from this guy. And we're going to fight, and he's got 5 life. All right. So now, Mr. and Mrs. Guff, welcome in. How are you doing? Great to see you. I hope you're enjoying the stream thus far. We just started up Dungeonquest, aka Die Horribly in a Dungeon by Games Workshop. All right, so now he's got 5 hit points. We're just going to roll these 2 d6s. This is the Champion of Chaos. This is Sir Rowan. Whoever rolls higher wounds the other person. It's the same, so we just keep going. All right, 1 wound on the Champion of Chaos. 1 wound on Sir Rowan. 1 wound on Sir Rowan. Whoop. 1 wound on the champion. 1 wound on the champion. 1 wound on Sir Rowan. 1 wound on the champion. And 1 wound on the champion. So you don't get anything in combat for this. It's just a way to slow you down and cost you hit points, basically. And rolling dice is a pretty good way to simulate the... I'm trying to say the rock, paper, scissors thing you do opposed. All right, so sun moves. We're going to fight this giant spider again. We're going to choose 1, 2, 3 again. We killed the giant spider. Look at us. We're great. All right, so now we get to take a turn as normal. We're going to move here. We drew a Chamber of Darkness. It's got 3 exits. Sorry, it's got 2 exits because one goes into the wall here. We roll a d6. On a 4 through 6, we get spit out the other exit. All right, easy enough. This one is just a regular room. We draw a room card. It's an empty room. Guff, have you ever played Dungeon Quest before? Or we just played a game called Chainsaw Warrior before this, which is another super random, super brutal game by Games Workshop from the same kind of time period. All right, Sir Rowan's going to come here. He has found a cave-in tile. The cave-in tile says... Take a room card. On your next turn, you have to test your agility or retreat. All right, so this time, hey, look at that. He also found a giant spider. He's going to choose 4, 5, 6. He killed the giant spider. He's great. What a great guy. Sun moves 1 further. Going to come here. It's just a regular rolled room. There's a Champion of Chaos in there. Wow, we shuffled these cards poorly for these heroes. Nice. Yeah, this is one of my super favorite games, but like you got to be in the mood for, I mean, it's just total random nonsense. All right, so he's going to choose to wait and see on this Champion of Chaos. Wait and see says fight with 5 hit points. All right. Easy enough. 1 wound for Ulv. 1 wound for the Champion of Chaos. Get wrecked, Champion of Chaos. You got nothing. Well, you got a little something. Well, okay. Wait, I moved that on the wrong guy. You got a little something. You know, in retrospect, he should have used his ring that lets him kill any monster to kill this monster. But, you know, instead he just got punched in the face a whole bunch. Which is fine, too. Blood Bowl and Space Crusade both look really fun. I haven't played either one of those. I keep almost buying Blitz Bowl. Yeah, just what Sewer Dog said. It's basically faster Blood Bowl, and I've heard it talked up a whole lot. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. It should be on 3. There we go. Okay, so now Rowan has to test his agility. His agility is 4. He's got very low agility. So instead, he's going to choose to retreat because he's probably just never going to be able to get through there. So he comes back to this room. We draw a room card. The room's empty this time. He already killed the whatever was in there. Spider, Champion of Chaos, whatever it was. All right, Ulv is going to come here. He found a regular old room. This one's got a crypt in it. We are going to choose to search the crypt. It had a trap in it. Great. We take d6 minus 3 damage. We take 2 damage. Cool, cool, cool. That's fine. We didn't need those hit points anyway. Nice. Got the old school blood board there. Blood bowl, rather. Yeah, Space Crusade looks really cool too. That's the one that's basically Hero Quest, but with Warhammer 40k stuff, right? All right, it's just a regular old room for Rowan. A Dead Adventurer. All right, again, this game has great card art. I love it. This lets us search a corpse, which has my all-time favorite card back ever of this guy laying here in this weird position. Hey, we found a potion. Great. So we can choose to drink this potion if we want. There's a chart here that says what happens if you try to drink it. Basically, if we roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, we heal. If we roll 5 through 9, nothing happens. If we roll a 10, 11, or 12, it's poison. All the way up to 12, you just instantly die. So that's fine. Maybe we'll drink that, maybe we won't. Spoilers, probably not. All right. Come here. Ulf is just finding some old regular rooms here. Oh, there's an orc in there. Okay. And orcs are the one below the Champion of Chaos on the difficulty range. So this time, I think Ulv is going to remember that he has this Ring of Blinding, and he's going to blind the orc instead of fighting it. Because, you know, he should have done that the first time, but he forgot to remember that he had it. All right, so we found a bottomless pit. This tile is what this game is, essentially. So we come here, we test our agility, and if we fail, we die. So great, that's fine. And his agility is really poor also. He's only got 4 agility. So I'm pretty sure we have to roll equal to or less than that. On 2 dice. Oh no, roll a d12. If you roll your agility score or less. Yeah, okay. Right, that's why there's a d12 in the box. All right, so we need to roll 4 or less on this d12. Or else we just die. We rolled a 7. Rip. Oh, Sir Rowan. We hardly knew you. Ulf hears, echoing in the distance, the sound of someone screaming as they fall down a pit. Sneak attack by a mountain troll. All right. So a sneak attack, we take d12 minus our luck damage. His luck is 5. We rolled a 3. We take no sneak attack damage. And then we have to fight a mountain troll. We will try to run away from the mountain troll. Alright, we take d12 minus 4 damage as he attacks us as we try to run away. 4 damage. Cool, 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 cool. Down to 4 health. This is going great for everyone involved. And then we have to fight him with 4 hit points. Alright. That's 1. That's 2. That's 1 to us, down to 3 hit points, no problem. It's 1 to us, down to 2 hit points, no problem. Down to 1 hit point, cool, 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 cool. Whoop. And, oof, alright, well, we both died. Dungeonquest has gone poorly for us. So we're definitely gonna start that one over. And see if we can survive a little longer this time. But I wouldn't bet on it. Because this game is just how you die. It's not whether you die, it's how you die. Alright. So, these guys reincarnate and say, that was fun, we should do that again. We will randomly pick our rings again. So Ulf gets the ring of opening, lets him open 1 locked door. And Rowan gets the ring of blinding. And let's just see if we can make it a little bit further this time. What do you say? Alright. Rowan finds a goblin. He's going to try to run away from the goblin. We have successfully run away from the goblin. They're the weakest enemies. You can usually run away from them. So there are 2 other characters in the base game, and then the expansion adds like 8 more, and they've got all kinds of weird, crazy extra rules and stuff. And again, I have the expansion. It just sort of seemed to add fiddly like overhead as far as rules go, which isn't really what I'm looking for in this game. But I'll get around to them eventually. They are like super rare. And I was pretty happy to get a trade worked out for him. But I haven't actually used him yet. Okay. Rowan's going to come here. He found a cave-in. I remember the cave-in. Sneak attack by a death warrior. Cool, 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 cool. So he takes, what did I say? D12 minus luck. 12. Wow, okay. His luck's 4, so he takes 8 damage just right off the bat from this sneak attack. That's totally fine. A totally fine amount of damage. And the Death Warrior is the middle of the pack as far as difficulty. So we're going to we'll try to run away. We take 3 slashing damage, down to 6 health. And then we fight him with 2 hit points. Whoop. Cool, 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 cool. We did hit him once. Hey, we punched him. Wow, that Death Warrior did some serious damage to us. Probably, no, he doesn't have that potion anymore, because he died when he had that potion. Yep. No potion. That was not his. Alright, so, Ulf has found a dead end. There was a goblin in it. He's going to try to run away from the goblin in the dead end. He successfully did it. So this dead end, you can search rooms to try to find a secret passageway. There's a whole search deck here. You can search each room twice. After you search twice, if you don't move out of that room on the next turn, then you die. So some rooms will like trap you in a dead end. And then if you don't get out, you just die. So that's fine. Everything's cool about that. So we found a cave in here, so we're going to come over here instead. And we find a regular old room with a death warrior in it. That's fine. He's going to use his Ring of Blinding since he's already down to 5 hit points after the first turn. And things are just going great. All right, so Ulf's going to try to search. He failed to find anything in his search. And Rowan's going to come here. He found a corridor. You love to see corridors because they let you, again, that spits you out to the next tile. So if you find a bunch of lucky corridors, you can just like zip all the way up here. But instead he found another cave-in. Totally fine. And it's empty, okay? Ulf's going to try to search again. Shuffle the deck and take another card. All right. Shuffle this up here. And he found a secret door. Okay. So a secret door lets you move into any of the adjacent spaces and just draw a tile and put it there. So he's going to move there. And his torch has gone out. Okay. So we'll deal with that next turn. So Rowan's in a cave-in. He's going to try to get over it. So he has to roll a 4 or less on this d12 because his agility is 4. Hey, he did it. He couldn't successfully jump over the pit last time, but this time he at least managed to make it over this cave-in. Into an empty room. All right, so this torch goes out card. What you do is pick 1 through 3 and roll a d6. If you roll one of the 3 numbers you chose, your torch, you relight your torch and keep on going. If you fail to do that, you try again next turn. So we're going to choose 2, 4, 6. We have failed to light our torch. That's fine. I mean, who needs torches, right? Who needs to move? An empty room. Okay. 2, 4, 6 again for the torch. Hey, we relit the torch. Look at that. Move here. Draw a tile. It's a regular old room. And it's empty. You love to see it. All right. Rowan comes here. Oh boy. Oh no. Hey, look, he found another pit. Oh, Rowan. Why isn't your agility higher? All right, so he needs to roll a 4 or less. He rolled the complete opposite of that. Rip. Oh, Rowan. Rowan of the Pits is what they call him. All right. Found an orc. He's going to fight the orc. Why not? All right, we fight him. He's got 3 hit points. Again, this is the orc. This is us. Nothing. Nothing. We're evenly matched here. Oh, we take a wound. We fight him. We punch him. We take a wound. And we fight him. Okay. So this time, Rowan's dead. We are going to bring in another character who is just going to start from where the time track is now and see what they can do, you know? We're going to bring in Volric the Brave, And he's got a ring of healing with him, which lets him heal up to 5 hit points at the beginning of his turn. Let me grab his miniature. And he's coming in late, so he's at a disadvantage. But hey, at least he's alive, right? Okay, so he just went. He's going to go. What's his name? Volric's going to go. And maybe he won't fall in a bottomless pit. But, you know, I wouldn't bet on it. All right, he found an empty room. Ulv goes here. He found a totally regular room with a crypt in it. All right. He searches the crypt and finds 100 gold pieces. Way to go. You're on the board, Ulv. All right. Volric is going to come here. And he found a trapped room. So we go there and we draw a trap card. The trap card is a crossfire trap. We take D12 minus our armor damage. His armor is 4. So we take 5 damage. That's fine. Seems totally fine. He's down to 10 health. And time marches ever forward here. Ulv comes here. He drew a regular old room facing the way that he wants to go. You love to see it. There's a mountain troll in there. Again, I love the art in this game. These old, this, Talisman 2nd Edition, this, and Chainsaw Warrior. I love the art in all of those. It's so silly. Okay, so a mountain troll. We are going to... What are we going to do? We'll wait and see what the mountain troll does. The mountain troll gets bored and runs away. You love to see it. All right, Volric is going to go ahead and pop his healing ring because, like, why not? And then he's going to come here. Finding a regular room with some vampire bats in it. We take D6 minus 2 damage. We take 4 damage from the bats. It's fine. Totally fine. Who needs hit points? Certainly not Volric the Brave. Yeah, their whole style of art in this period, oh, it's so good. And like all the old Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Fantasy stuff. Like I've got the Rogue Trader rulebook from back in the day. Oh my gosh, I love that stuff. Okay. Time marches on. We come here. This time, Ulv finds a bottomless pit. His agility is 5, so it's marginally better than Rowan of the Pits. But he still failed to not fall into the pit. Rip. All right, it's all on you, Volric. Here we go. Here we go, Volric. Volric just hears echoing in the distance the sounds of many people screaming as they fall into bottomless pits. All right, he found a chamber of darkness. 1, 2, or 3, he goes back the way he came. 4, 5, or 6, he goes forward. He comes back here. The room is empty. He's going to try it again. Hey, he comes over here. And finds a trap. Totally fine. Everything's fine. Who doesn't love traps? Poisonous gas. Damage D6 minus 3 and miss D6 minus 3 turns. Okay. He takes 1 damage and he misses no turns. All right. The game of people falling into bottomless pits is what we got going on here. All right, he finds a portcullis room, so it's going to be hard to go back out that way. But, like, there's a totally nice path over here aside from this bottomless pit, if he can get to the middle, you know? An empty room. cave in. All right. And a goblin. He's going to try to run away from the goblin. He successfully runs away from the goblin. All right, so I think he's just going to come back this way and try to go around the cave-in. Ah, he finds a corridor. You love to see it. You know, if you're Volric, you love to see it for sure. And he finds a room heading the other way, which isn't ideal. But at least it's empty. All right, so I think he's going to try to search to find a secret room to get to one of these. Look at that. He finds a secret door. You love to see it. So he's going to come over here. And he has found his way to the treasure chamber. Okay, so he's going to come in here. The rules for this are, first, you take 2 random treasure tiles. Draw a couple of these. He has found one that is worth 120 gold and one that's worth 3,800 gold. A little bit of disparity there. And now we have to draw one of these dragon tiles. There are 8 of them. 7 of them are sleeping dragon, and 1 of them is an awake dragon. And the longer you stay, like, these things don't refresh until you leave the treasure chamber. So the longer you stay in there, the better your odds get of waking up the dragon. But every turn you stay in there, you get to draw 1 more. You get to draw 2 more treasure tiles. So he's going to see if he wakes up the dragon. What do you say? He has not woken up the dragon. And I think he's going to try one more time. What do you think, chat? Pushing our luck didn't bite us at all in that last game of Chainsaw Warrior. I mean, it'll be totally fine here. Right? Right, chat? Come on. All right, he found 4,000 gold and 170 gold. So he's pretty loaded now. And we got a 1 in 7 chance of waking up the dragon. What do you think? Which one do you think? Sewer Dog, I'm going to let you choose 1 through 7 here. What do you think? This is 1. This is 7. Come on, give me a number. 3 it is. Sewer Dog, no. No. Oh, okay. Well, that went great. Way to go, Sewer Dog. I'm blaming this one on you. All right, so these get shuffled up. We drop all of our treasure. It's fine. We didn't need treasure. It's not what we're trying to do. And we take D12 worth of fire damage. We take 7 fire damage, putting us down to 3 life. And we get spit back out here. All right. Time moves forward. And I mean, we got to try it again, right? There's no glory in just surviving. You got to steal treasure. Pull a couple of these. See if we can get anything. All right, we got 700 and 3,800. Pretty good. And, you know, I'm not letting you pick again, Sewer Dog. You chose poorly last time. I never would have chosen such a tile. I certainly never would have dodged past the darkness in a game of Chainsaw Warrior. So, you know, I'm an expert at this kind of thing. We're going to choose that one. Look at that. The dragon stayed asleep. You love to see it. Okay, so now time moves forward, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turns to make it out alive. And we've got 3 hit points. Seems like totally a fine amount of hit points. So we're going to try to come over this way and try to, I don't know. Actually, maybe we'll try to come down this way and loop up over here or something. I don't know. We'll just see. Anyway, he's coming out this way. He has found a room. An empty room at that. He's going to come down here. Getting in here wouldn't be that bad. All right. A regular room. With a mountain troll in it. Okay. He's going to try to run away from the mountain troll. Look at that. We got away from the mountain troll. You'll love to see it. All right, a regular room. The best kind of room. This one's empty. He's going to come down here. A regular room again. All right. And it's empty at that. All right, he's going to come over here. All right, so this is a rotating room. So he comes into it, and it rotates around this way. So you can't go back the way you came, but it rotated around the way that he already wanted to go anyway. So he's totally fine with that. He comes over here and finds a corridor, which is great, except it's a corridor going away from the exit, which, you know, is less good, and into another rotating room. So this one is less good, because now it's going to be tough to get around here. But, you know, he's going to do what he can. All right. He finds a room with a crypt in it. I think he's going to not search the crypt because he doesn't really care about anything except getting out of here at this point. Where are we picking from? All right, so he has found a room that doesn't lead toward the exit, which, you know, great. But it's empty at least. So he's got to search now because, like, he needs to get this way. So a desperate search for a hidden room or a hidden passageway. He fails to find one. He's going to search again. He found $10 worth of gold coins. Great, just what he was looking for. You can only search twice, so... Hey, Jess CCG. Thanks so much for the raid. How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome in, everybody. We are just at the grisly end of our second game of Dungeonquest. The first one ended in like 10 minutes because everybody died. This one is 2 turns away from this guy dying. These 2 guys already fell into bottomless pits. Jess, what were you up to tonight? What were you playing? All right, so Volric is sad and he comes up here. Finds a room. I don't think there's any way he can successfully make it out at this point. At least it's empty. And then he comes back down here. It's empty. But then the sun goes down, and he did. Wink wonk. He almost made it back out. So close. So close. Jess, Eclectic Camel. How's it going, you guys? You, just tuned in time for the grisly end of this game of Dungeonquest. I think I'm going to set it up and play it again. Oh, yeah. Twice as Clever is great. I love that game. Man, we played, earlier, before this, we played Chainsaw Warrior, which is another super brutal, extremely random game, from the 80s from Games Workshop. And Dungeonquest is basically get murdered in a castle, the game. Yeah, thanks so much for following, Jess. Much appreciated. Thanks again for the raid. Yeah, Chainsaw Warrior is great. It's basically like Doom, the board game, but it's just all super punishing, like flipping cards and getting totally murdered. So, everybody failed to make it out alive. So we're going to set it up and we're going to go again. Because, it's what you do. Volric did all right, so we're going to keep him and we're going to keep Ulv. Sarah State of Mind, thanks so much for the follow. Hope you guys enjoy being in the dice tray with my cat Nugget. He finds it comfortable in there. Yeah, we can do 4. Why not? We'll get them all. We'll get everybody in here. The fourth guy is El Adoran Sure Shot, and he's got a bow and arrow that you can try to use to shoot enemies instead of fighting them. I guess maybe we can put some stuff over here. Hopefully it won't be too glared out if we do. Let me try to rearrange a little bit here. Get 4 guys in camera here. Where's Sir Rowan? Yeah, your odds only go up with Eclectic Camel. No, adding people doesn't increase the difficulty because the game is just basically impossible to win anyway. So it doesn't make it more hard. But it's not like cooperative or anything. You're in a race. So basically, this is the sun track. If the sun goes down, anyone left inside dies. And your goal is to get to the middle here and steal treasure from the dragon and get out alive. And and spoilers, it doesn't happen very often. So let me shuffle up these tiles, and we'll just give it another shot and watch as everyone dies. Yeah, you guys. I think so far, literally 3 people have died instantly by falling into bottomless pits. It's just, it's just that kind of game. It can happen on the first turn of the game. You flip over a bottomless pit, you fall into it, you're dead. Boom. It's that good 80s, good 80s game design. Whoop. Shuffle everything up here. And mix up our tiles a little bit. And yeah, with 4 people, maybe at least someone will almost make it out, right? Like your odds just go up of at least seeing someone survive for a while. To be fair though, Volric almost did make it out of that last one. If he had luckier tile draws at the end there, he could have made it out. And he had a pretty good amount of treasure with him. Although honestly, like just surviving counts as a win. So I've got a handwritten high score list for this game, and you only get to write your name on it if you make it to the center here and steal treasure from the dragon and make it back out. Because there are cards like this that you can find where it's just like, hey, you found $100 or whatever. But if you don't make it to the middle, it doesn't count. You don't get to put your name on the high score list. And spoilers, it is not a long list. And I've had this game for a good amount of years. So, get these piled back up here, and then we'll get into it. And yeah, I've got the expansions also that add a bunch more characters and new weird stuff, but they seem to just sort of add like fiddly rules overhead to a game that like just doesn't need that, It's not that kind of game. But there's like a ninja and like a wizard and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so everyone starts with 1 ring. Ulv has the Ring of Healing, which will heal him for 5 hit points at the beginning of his turn. Adoran has the Ring of Blinding, which will automatically defeat 1 monster. Volric has the Ring of Warning, which will let him automatically avoid 1 trap. And Rowan has the Ring of Opening, which will let him open 1 locked door for free. Let me get my other little life counters out here. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Sewer Dog. They said, we need to fiddle this one up a little bit, make it a little harder, give you a couple more rule books to flip through for no particular reason. And Adaran has this chart for shooting his arrows. He starts with 4 arrows, and you roll a d6, and a 1, 2, or 3 misses. Sorry, a 1 or 2 misses. A 2 or 3 does 1 wound, and a 5 or why can't I read numbers? 1 or 2 misses, 3 or 4 wounds, 5 or 6 kills. There we go. I remember numbers. All right. Time to get into it, y'all. So we got, let me see if these guys are in the order that their sheets are in over here, and then we'll just kind of go in clockwise order. So we've got Ulv in the top left, Adaran over here with his bow, Volric down here, and Sir Rowan down here. Jess, yeah, thanks so much again for the raid. Have a good dinner. And, yeah, thanks for coming through, you guys. All right. So, we start there on the sun track. Ulv comes here. He finds a cave-in, which he'll have to check his agility against next turn. But for now, there's a goblin in that room. So, for combat, all right, let me shuffle this search deck back up. For combat, there's this deck of cards. Each of the 5 types of monsters you can choose to attack, wait and see, or escape, and they have different results based on which card you flip and what type of monster it is. Goblins are the weakest ones. We're gonna try to run away. Gus or not, thanks so much for the follow. Enjoy your time in the dice tray with Nugget. Goblin, he does 1 damage to us as we try to escape, and then we have to fight him. He's got 2 hit points. All right. And in the opposed game, you basically play like rock, paper, scissors with these little markers depending on what type of monster you're fighting, and there's this like chart for results and stuff. Solo, we just roll dice. This is the hero, this is the monster. Whoever rolls higher does a wound. Because there's no reward for combat. It's just a way to like cost you hit points, basically. So, he punches us. He punches us. This goblin punches us again. Come on, goblin. Work with me here. Nothing. Ooh. Goblin. Nothing. This is the strongest goblin in the world. He's only got 2 hit points. But he's putting a hurting on us. There we go. Okay. Tough goblin. Adaran is going to come here. He finds a corridor. Corridors spit you out to the next room, so they speed you up, basically. If you draw a bunch of lucky corridors, you can get spit all the way into the middle pretty quickly. But that takes a lot of luck. There's a Death Warrior in there. I love the art in this game. Super silly 80s Games Workshop style. Death Warriors are the middle tier enemy. We're just going to fight him. Fight. We fight him. He's got 2 hit points. All right. Easy enough. We punch him. He punches us. He punches us. Why do these monsters have to be so monstery? Hey, there we go. We killed him. Okay. Sir Rowan is going to come here. He finds a room. It's got a portcullis on the door. So to get back out that way, he either would have to use his ring of opening or test his strength to see if he can open it. But that's a... yeah, the cards up here are in the same order as the minis. So like this is Ulv, this is Adaran, this is Sir Rowan, and this is Volric over here. His room is empty. And Volric comes here. Also finds a portcullis. There are vampire bats in his room, so we take d6 minus 2 damage. We take 3 damage. Cool, cool, cool. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. Who needs hit points? Certainly not Volric the Brave. I mean, his name's Volric the Brave, not Volric the afraid of losing hit points. All right. Time moves on. Ulv got beat up pretty good by that goblin, so he's going to go ahead and use his healing ring to go back up to 15 hit points. And then he has to either check his agility to get past this cave-in or retreat back the way he came. Testing your agility for a cave-in is, his agility is 5, so we have to roll a 5 or lower on a d12. So he's going to try that. He did the thing, so he comes here and finds a totally normal room with a goblin in it. Ooh, that last goblin was nasty. We're going to try to run away from this goblin. We take 1 wound as we try to run away. And we have to fight the goblin with 1 hit point. Stupid goblins. But this one is significantly easier to beat than the last one. El Adoran is going to come here. Finds another corridor. I think we see who the lucky one is going to be. He's going to come here. Finds a room with a dead adventurer in it. He's going to search the corpse, letting us draw a card from the corpse deck, which has a scorpion in it. Great. I mean, why wouldn't there be a scorpion there? He takes 5 damage. You remember when I said he was the lucky one? I take it back, because he's down to 4 health. Sir Rowan is going to come here. He finds a corridor, but sadly his corridor bumps him into the wall and spits him back into this room with a portcullis there. So he's going to have a hard time getting out of there. Also, now there's an orc in that room, even though he just came out of there. Orcs are the second hardest enemy, and he's going to choose to... What do you think? Maybe you'll wait and see what the orc does. The orc says, "We'll fight," with 3 hit points. All right. He punches the orc. He very much punches the orc. And he punches the orc again. Wow. Sir Rowan, you're so strong. Volric the Brave is going to come over here. And he has found a chasm, I believe they call it. and he gets sneak attacked by a mountain troll. So, sneak attack says you take d12 minus your luck. We rolled a 12. His luck is 8, so he takes 4 damage. And then he has to fight a mountain troll. He's going to try to run away from the mountain troll. He successfully has run away from the mountain troll. Great job. And the chasm tile. So, like, this entrance only connects to this exit here, and same for that other side, so he's going to have to exit down out of this tile, is what that one does. All right. Time moves on. A totally normal room with a goblin in it. Wow. Ulv and his goblins, man. He loves those guys. He loves those dang old goblins. He's going to try to run away from the goblin. It's worked very well for him so far. He takes 1 damage and has to fight a goblin with 1 hit point. This all sounds so familiar. He's like stuck in a time loop over here. Takes 1 damage from the goblin. Takes 1 damage from the goblin. Hey, he killed the goblin. This is like the goblin-infested part of the castle over here. All right. This room has a sneak attack by a death warrior in it. Great. Cool, 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 cool. So he takes d12 minus his luck. He rolled a 9. His luck is 7, so he takes 2 hit points. He's down to 2 hit points. He's going to go ahead and use his Ring of Blinding to not have to fight that death warrior since he's got only 2 hit points left. 2 hit points seems like not a lot. But I'm sure he'll be fine. Alright, so now Rowan, he's got a ring of opening that he could just pop this portcullis open. So I think maybe he just does that. Which puts him over here. He's not making much headway so far. And he has found... he has found a Chamber of Darkness with 2 exits. So we roll a d6. On a 1, 2, or 3, he gets spit back the way he came. On a 4, 5, or 6, he goes out the other way. So he gets spit back over here into the room with the portcullis. Totally fine. It's not like he just used his ring to get out of there or anything. Hey, this time he finds a crypt in there, though. There's so many things in this room. Sadly, there's nothing in the crypt. Well, you know, at least it wasn't a Death Warrior or something. And Volric comes down here because it's the only way he can go. Finds a totally normal room. And it's empty. All right. Time moves on. Ulv comes over here. Finds a corridor leading away from the treasure chamber, but that's fine. Finds a normal room with a crypt in it. What does he find in the crypt? Nothing. Great. Exciting crypts going on here. Adoran, looking very much worse for wear, comes over here. Finds another corridor. Wow, okay. Comes up here. Finds a totally normal room leading directly towards the treasure chamber. And it's empty. All right. Rowan is not looking great currently, so he's going to try to search to find a secret passageway. He found a secret door. You love to see it. He comes over here and finds a corridor for himself. Comes up here and finds a room with a crypt in it. He's going to search the crypt. Maybe this one won't be empty. It's not empty. He finds a trap. Take d6 minus 3 damage. He takes 1 damage. That's fine. He's got 16 life. That's plenty of life. All right. Is that everybody? No. What's his name? Volric hasn't gone yet. Whoop. Knocking over my tiles here. All right, Volric, what do you got for us? Volric also finds a corridor. Comes over here. Finds a room. All right. His room is empty. Grab a drink of water here. And what are the odds? You think anyone's going to make it out? Let's take a bet. I'm betting... I mean, the odds are always good that no one makes it out. I think if El Adoran makes it into the middle, he might be able to sneak back out all these corridors and make it back out. But that's a big if, because he's only got 2 hit points left. Time moves on. Ulf comes over here. Finds a room. Inside the room is a sneak attack by a Death Warrior. Cool, 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 cool. 9. His luck is 5, so he takes 4 damage. He's down to 8 health. And then he's going to fight a Death Warrior. I mean, at least it's not another goblin, right? He's just gonna attack. So he fights a Death Warrior with 2 hit points. All right. Takes a wound. Punches the Death Warrior. Takes a wound. Whoop, going the wrong way. And kills the Death Warrior. Great job, Ulf. El Adoran comes over here. Finds himself a room. There's an orc inside the room. All right. So, orcs are tough. I think he's going to try to... Actually, let me double check and see the timing of when he can shoot arrows, because he would really love to shoot an arrow at this stupid orc instead of having to fight him. Now starts a fresh game. Blah blah blah. All right, so we can only use our arrows if we choose to attack. So we are going to choose to attack the orc. We fight the orc. He's got 5 hit points. Wow. Okay. We're going to shoot an arrow. We rolled a 6. 6. A 6 kills the orc. You love to see it. All right. Rowan comes over here. A trapdoor. All right. That sounds bad. Test your agility. Well, his agility is famously low. He has fallen into 2 bottomless pits so far. They're tiny. All the old Games Workshop games came with these tiny dice. Like, that's the size of a regular D6. So they're just tiny little dice. All right, so we need to roll 4 or lower. He has failed all his agility tests so far, and he failed this one too. At least it wasn't an insta-death this time. We lose D6. We lose D6 health, so we lose 3 health, down to 13. And oh man, we are stuck in this pit until we successfully pass an agility test and climb out of it. So sucks for Sir Rowan, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I think the sun track is where it should be. And Volric now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, is going to come here. He finds a door. He's not making much headway towards the center here. There's a crossfire trap inside that room. Crossfire trap. Lose D12 minus your armor. All right. We rolled an 11. His armor is 4, so he takes 7 damage, and he's down to 1 health. Great. Great. Totally fine. Why would that not be fine, you know? Time marches on. Ulf comes over here. Finds another corridor. A lot of corridors going on here. So he finds a rotating room. So he comes into it. It rotates around like that. And that means you can't go back the way that you came. You also can't search a rotating room. So if that rotates around and traps you like against a wall or something, you just instantly die. But that's fine. Hasn't happened yet. I'm sure it never will. All right, so Adoran continues his stroll towards the treasure chamber. Rowan comes here, finds a room containing a mountain troll. He's going to wait and see what the mountain troll does. The mountain troll says, "Let's fight," with 2 hit points. All right. A punch to the face. Another punch to the face. Oh, right. Right. You're right. I take it all back. He didn't find that mountain troll. Instead, he is still stuck in a pit. He probably would have rather fought that mountain troll. Because now he's got to roll a 4 or less on a D12. Look at that. He successfully got out. Okay, so now he comes here. We draw a different card. This card is a giant spider. All right, so we're going to fight the giant spider, which means we choose 3 numbers on a D6, and then we have to roll one of those numbers. We're going to choose 1, 2, 3. We failed to do the thing, so we take a wound, and we have to do the same thing again next turn. And Volric comes here. Eventually, he's going to find a right turn. Hey, look at that. He found one. And there's a champion of chaos in there. His helmet has a cute little bat on it, because that's what evil champions of chaos look like, obviously. Alright, so champions of chaos are the toughest enemy in the game. He's only got 1 hit point left. So he's going to try to run away, even though he's probably just going to die. Yep. Nope. Look at that. Wow, okay, we successfully escaped the champion of chaos. I can't believe it. You can almost never escape those guys. Alright. Comes here. I'm pretty sure he just dies if he fights, so... Alright, a portcullis slams shut behind Ulv. There's another champion of chaos. Great. Ulv only has 6 hit points. Maybe he'll wait and see. Wait and see says fight with 5 hit points. Cool. Great. Totally fine. Totally fine. Takes a wound. Does a wound. Takes a wound. Come on, Ulv, you got this, man. Come on, buddy. 3 hit points left. No problem. Oh, there. Hold on. There should be a tile there. Okay. Does a wound. Takes a wound. 2 hit points left. Come on, Ulv. Ooh, down to 1 hit point. All right, Ulv. Come on. Does a wound. Bounces off each other. Ooh, 6-1. Rip Ulv. All right, well, 1 down. 1 down and 3 to go. Adaran comes into the treasure chamber. He's got 2 hit points left. He's going to get himself some treasure and try to get the heck out of Dodge. So we draw 2 tiles out of this bag. And he found one that's worth 3,200 gold and one that's worth 1,800 gold. A princely sum. And now, he has to take one of these 8 dragon tiles. 7 of them are a sleeping dragon, and 1 of them is an awake dragon who does very bad things to you if he wakes up. And the longer you stay in there, you don't refresh these until you leave there. So the longer you stay in there taking treasure, the higher your odds get of waking the dragon up. So let's see. We're going to take this one. He's fine. All right. Rowan has to fight this giant spider again. He's going to choose 1, 2, 3. He has failed to kill the giant spider. Great. His turn's looking real good. Volric comes up here. It's a totally normal room with a giant spider in it. Great. He's going to also choose 1, 2, 3 because it's been working out real well for Rowan. It also didn't work out for him, but spoilers, he did. Rip. Killed by a giant spider, as you do. All right. Time moves forward. Rowan is going to try to kill this giant... actually, El Adaran now. You know, I mean, he's already in there. We might as well draw some more treasure, right? We might as well. Why wouldn't you, really, when you get right down to it? He found a total of 280 more gold. So less helpful that time. And then we got 1 in 7 odds here. Oh, he's fine. He's totally fine. All right. Rowan now has to try to kill this giant spider again. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Come on. 1, 2, 3. He has failed to kill the giant spider. This giant spider is very tough, as it turns out. Time moves forward again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Man, Adaran's got all the time in the world, baby. He's just going to get some treasure. He loves treasure. He can't get enough of this stuff. Can't get enough of that treasure, son. He found 920 more gold. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? He's fine. See, I told you, stop being such a baby. All right. Is Rowan going to be able to vanquish this giant spider? Ever? Ever. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. The answer is no, as it turns out. All right, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say? One more? You think one more? I think one more. Come on. All right. He found another $1,300 worth of gold. And we flip this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's gold, baby. Come on. What were y'all so afraid of? Nothing. All right. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Come on, giant spider. Yes. Rowan, you vanquished the spider. It only took you half of all eternity. An empty room. All right. So now we've got 1 in 4 1 in 4 odds of waking up the dragon and dying if we stay. So time moves forward also. I think now the time has come to beat a hasty retreat from the old treasure chamber. And see if we can survive making our way back out. Which is not at all guaranteed because he's only got 2 hit points. So we're going to come here. It's empty. Rowan should have drawn a tile there also. And we're just going to find a normal room since we forgot to do it before moving. Okay, so now Rowan's going to move here and find a normal room that's empty. Great. Time moves on. Move here. All right, torch goes out. So he's going to have to relight his torch before he can move again. Rowan comes here. And draws his old nemesis, the bottomless pit. So, why not? I mean, 3 for 3. Let's see if he can fall into 3 bottomless pits. He needs a roll of 4 or less on this D12. Rip. Man, this castle is just full of the screams of people falling into bottomless pits, as it turns out. Adaran hears it and says, I gotta get that guy out of here. All right, so we need to choose three numbers from on a D6. If we successfully roll one of those 3 numbers, we relight our torch. I guess I should choose before I roll. I'm going to choose 2, 4, 6. We failed to relight our torch. Time moves on. I choose 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Hey, there we go. Okay. It's all down to El Adaran here. He moves here. The room is empty. He moves here. Whoop. And there's an orc. Okay. All right, well, he's going to attack the orc so he can use his arrows. The orc has 2 hit points. He's going to fire an arrow. He missed. He's going to fire an arrow. 4 does a wound. He's got 1 more arrow, so he's going to fire that one too. He killed the orc. That room is empty. That room is empty. Look at this, folks. He made it out. You love to see it. You love to see it. It only took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dead adventurers for 1 person to make it out. But he made it out with a grand total of... Let's see how much gold. I feel like it's a non-trivial amount of gold. That's 5,000, 6,100, 300, 64, 65, 66, 67, 78, 7,900 gold. Wow. Heck yeah. Hold on, let me find my... All All right, the high score list is downstairs with my actual copy of this game with the expansions and stuff in it. But it will certainly be added. $7,800. He made it. Wow. All right. That was great. And yeah, I think 1 out of 8 odds of making it out alive is probably about right for how often you survive this game. Yeah, I don't know. That's Dungeon Quest. I was thinking of setting it up and running it again if everybody died, but I think we might call it there with El Adaran triumphant, you know? What do y'all think? Y'all want to watch another game of something? I could grab something else. I've got Castles of Burgundy solo. I got Calico. You know, those would both be quite a change of pace from our previous games, but I don't know. Kind of feel like maybe playing a third game. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll set that up and play through it. I'm in for it. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna grab that high score list from downstairs to add our man El Adaran to it and set up Castles of Burgundy here, and we will do the dang thing. So just give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out.